Hi, everybody. Welcome. I am Michelle Solis from This Must Be Ink. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Seekonk, Massachusetts. Welcome to my Friday night Stamp and Sip workshop where the weekend starts early. So we are going to make a fun fold card tonight. It's called a diagonal front fun fold card. Opens like that. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Just another simple fun fold. And when you cut the pieces for this card, you'll have pieces left over to make a second card. So there you go. All right, so take a sip, whatever you brought tonight, and we'll get started. I'm just drinking water again because I have a lot of stuff to get done tonight after I finish this live. So just drinking water right now. So cheers, everybody. Okay, let us turn down the camera. Let's get the light on here. Get this over here. There we go. Oh, where are we? There we go. Okay, so I think hopefully we have enough light here tonight. There we go. All right, so again, this is a diagonal front fun fold card. Diagonal flap fun fold card. I can't remember what I called it. But anyways, the little flap tucks under. So it just opens like this. And you've got your little area where you can write inside there. So kind of a variation of like a matchbook style where you have the little flap and the piece that tucks under. And this one was made with the Sweet Bugs bundle, which is these cute little bugs, and it's got some matching dies. And then I also used the paper, which is called Cute as a Bug. All right, so this is the one that we're going to duplicate tonight, and then I'll show you some other samples that I made. All right, so you are going to need, hi Margaret, thanks for joining. You're going to need a piece that is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and we're going to score and cut that one. And then for this little bottom strip here, you're going to need a piece that is 1 1/4 by 4. And then your inside piece, that's going to go in here, that is going to be 4 by 5. And then this one that's going to make this little corner piece, I've already got one cut because I made one already. So I've got the other piece that I can use. But this is a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 inch square that we cut diagonally here. So that is what that is from. And then you'll need whatever you're going to create your little sentiment or your focal point with. I've got a little strip here for a sentiment. And then I've got some little, these guys were fussy cut. You could certainly use some die cuts, or you could stamp some images to go on your focal point. So that is what we're using tonight. And then you'll have a 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 inch square that we're going to cut diagonally also for your inside little sentiment piece here. Okay. All right. So those are the pieces that you'll need. And let's get started. We will make this card base first. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Jan. All right, so let's get this stuff out of the way so I can get my trimmer in here. All right, so this piece is, as I said, 4 1/4 by 11. We're going to extend our arm, and we are going to score this at 1 1/2. And move your cutting blade out of the way. You want to score at 1 1/2. And then 6 3/4. So that's why you need to put your arm out. You need to go beyond 6 there. Okay, so 6 3/4. And then I'm going to flip mine over so that I can fold this mountain in the middle. This is going to be your, oh, you can't see me, sorry. This is going to be the bottom flap. We're going to just fold that up, this little flap. And then this flap, we're going to fold over. This is the flap that's going to be the diagonal. So if it's going to go like this and you're going to cut it now you could cut it diagonally either way, okay? But I'm going to show you this direction. So if you want it to go this direction, then this is the point that you're going to put into your track. Okay, so you're going to put this point, which is the top right point, into your cutting track, and then you're going to line up the mid score line here in the bottom of your cutting track. So hold that, get that point in there, and make sure that it's straight. I keep moving it. Okay. You're going to close your cutting track and make sure that you can see your score line here and the point of your paper up here. And then you're going to cut. Okay. And that is going to create that flap there for the front of your card. Hi, Joanne. Thank you for joining. Okay, and that's all you have to do. Well, no, that's not all we have to do. Let's cut our piece of white while we're here. So our 3.5 by 3.5 piece basic white, we're going to cut that also. That's going to fit in here. And again, you want just this corner of it. So you're going to put your point and your point in the cutting channel. And you're going to cut that right in half. Okay, so that will be the piece for your inside sentiment. Okay, now we can get rid of our trimmer. Okay, so now we just have to glue it together. So first I put in my inside piece of Designer Series paper. This was the Cute Bugs paper. Cute as a bug paper. The stamp is called Sweet Bugs and the paper is Cute as a Bug. And I end up calling them Cute Bugs. It's it's an abbreviation, a shortcut. Okay, so we'll get this piece inside. And you just want to make sure that you've got an even border all the way around. Okay. Then your little flap is going to get this piece that was 1 1/4 by 4. I'm going to just lay that flat here to put this on instead of trying to fight with it flapping back at me. Okay. So that's this piece. And then this is where your triangle is going to go. And your Designer Series paper was 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and we cut that in half. Okay, so we're going to put that on here. And you can have these patterns match, or you can do coordinating patterns from a Designer Series paper pack and have, 3 different papers if you'd like, 3 different patterns. All right, so there is your card. Now we just need to create the little, what are we going to call this? The little closure. Okay, so for that, what you'll do is you're going to bring down your flap and bring up this flap. And you want to make sure that right here where they meet, you're not putting any adhesive. So I'm going to put my finger right under the corner here, and bring this down. So I know that I don't want any adhesive right here. And the rest of this, I'm going to put some dimensionals on. So I'm going to pop it up. I'm not going to glue it down flat, or I won't have room to tuck my flap in. So we're going to do this with some dimensionals. I just realized how dry my hands are. Oh my goodness. It's so cold here and it's so dry. All right, so we're going to just close that. And now you should have a little area here that your flap will fit into right there. Super simple. Okay, so now we're going to get our white piece in here. We're just going to line that up into the corner so that it will be covered by your flap. Right in there. And of course, you could stamp a sentiment on here if you'd like. And then you just need to decorate it. So this one, I used the Spotlight on Nature dies to make this what I call a little paper plate. Looks exactly like a little paper plate to me. And then this circle tonight that I'm using is from the Stylish Shapes dies. I think they're about the same size. This one's a little bit smaller. So I fussy cut some images out of the paper. This was this little bug sitting on this strawberry plant. And these guys were actually like this, but I thought this was going to be too big. So I cut these off. I'm going to put this on here first. I'm just going to glue that down. And then I'm going to put these so it will cover up this leaf that's cut off. I'm going to put this little bug right on top of that. And I'm going to just pop that up with a couple of dimensionals. Hi, Jerry. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so we'll get these right there. So you can't tell that that leaf was cut off. And then we're going to add this to the front of our card. And of course, we're only going to put glue on this top half of this circle so that we can still open the card. We don't want to glue our card together. We're going to put some glue here and then situate that right there. Okay, now I've got my little caterpillar that also has some strawberries. And for this one, I thought I would use the sentiment from the stamp set that says Spread Joy, because I want it to fit nicely on this panel here. So I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow ink. Oops, that's a little bit high. Let's try that again. I lost the tail for my D. That's a little better. Okay. That was a hard one to line up. Okay, so then we're going to just cut this right off there. Maybe a little bit right here for that front sentiment. Maybe I should have left it a little bit longer for him to sit on top of that, but too late. All right, so we're going to put this here, and then maybe I'll just pop him up So we need some dimensionals on him, but not his head. So no dimensionals here. I use my finger for measuring a lot. All right, do I need a dimensional on this little strawberry here? Maybe a tiny dimensional on that strawberry. Oops. Okay, I love this little paper. I think anything with little characters is just right up my alley. I love it. Okay, there we go. So that's our little card, and we just need some bling. I've got the low profile sparkle dots that have a mossy meadow color here. So we can get some dots, a little bit of bling on our card. And there we go. Okay, so that is super simple. And when you get done, when you make one, you'll have the other half of this square to make a second one. And you'll also have the other half of this square to make a second card. So that makes it quick and easy to make 2 cards. All right, let me show you a couple other samples that I made. So this was the ones with cute as a bug. Okay. Ooh, and then this one I just did with, this is a new pack of paper from the mini catalog, Mixed Up Patterns 12 by 12 paper. And then I used this Easter time mix and match that's got a lot of different images. It's got these little watering cans and flowers, as well as some bunnies and Easter eggs and that kind of thing. So I used the watering can and a flower here. This again is a Stylish Shapes Dies square. And so I used 2 of the yellow patterns for this and 1 of the blue florals. And then on this one, I put the other half of this triangular piece or square piece in on the inside. So it gave it a little bit more continuity when you opened up your card. You've got some DSP continuity there. And then just a little tag wishing you good things. So that's that one. And then the last one is always my favorite. This one is with the Beach Boardwalk paper. And I love this paper. The colors on this are just so pretty. So this looks like freesia to me, but they're saying it's like a very light blue blackberry bliss. Anyway, I pulled out an old stamp set for this one because I didn't buy the stamp set that goes with this. And I didn't have any sayings. I didn't know what I wanted it to say. So I found one that said, hope each moment of your day is as special as you are. And then on the inside, it says birthday wishes. And again, I used the other half of my triangle there. And then you can see I used a piece of designer series paper for my circle on this one. And again, I just fussy cut some images out of the paper. This was the little carousel and the little tickets. And I used some Wink of Stella on that one. It made it sparkly. I don't know if you could tell. But yeah, that's my favorite one. Which one is your favorite? Okay, so I will put these up on my page and you guys can vote for which one is your favorite. Okay, and I think that is it for me tonight. There we go. Get the camera out of here. Making everybody seasick. There we go. All right, too many lights, too many lights. Too much light in here, and my computer doesn't like it when I have lights on. Okay. Hi, Julie. Thanks for coming in and joining. Hi, Margaret. Oh, Margaret's from North Carolina. Is it cold down there still, Margaret? I think it is. We're getting some more snow here tonight. The weather's been crazy. All right. Well, I hope you guys all have a very wonderful and warm weekend. We have summer camp starting here, summer camp registration starting here tomorrow. So I'm a little stressed over that because I'm in charge of the registrations. So I have a lot to do tonight when I hang up with you guys. All right. So that's it for me tonight. You guys stay safe, stay warm, stay crafty, my friends, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.